Hey, what's going on, Star vs. the Forces of Evil fans? And it's time for yet again another video for Star vs. the Forces of Evil, obviously. And yes, within this same exact video that you're listening to right now, I finally have the new microphone. And so far, I regret nothing. But that's not going to be exactly today's discussion. We're going to be talking about, of course, the new teaser for Season 3 of Star vs. the Forces of Evil. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're not just going to be talking about that, we're also going to be talking about the book. And lastly, we're also going to be talking about this new Season 3 release sneak peek of Tom and Star dancing. Yes, that is a thing. So without further ado, let's get on with the analysis. And I know darn well that the very first thing that I should start off with in this video is the Season 3 teaser with Eclipsa included. Its first appearance was after the Battle for Muni live chat that happened on that Monday at around 4:30, I believe they said it was. And yes, it was moderately short, but there are certain things to talk about.
When Toffee was destroyed, she'll be set free. She can make you do things you don't want to do. How do those spells work out for you?
Within the teaser, it starts off with Star apparently saying that once Toffee was dead that she would be released. She's most likely quoting this considering the fact that Moon did technically explain to Star exactly what deal she made with Eclipsa in order to try to defeat Toffee. So that pretty much basically explains how Star even knows about that in the first place. Now as for the second quote that Moon Butterfly herself says, she'll make you do things that you don't want to do, are we talking about the category of possession? Because we just got done with that when it came to Toffee taking over Ludo's body. And that makes perfect sense because Ludo had to stare into the dark spells in order for Toffee to take over. So I can see how that could become a potential hazard in the future. However, I don't really see Eclipsa doing that. I mean, come on, we got a second villain doing the same exact thing Toffee was doing. But I totally see Eclipsa using her dark spells, other dark spells that we may not have known by now. So far, the only spells that we know that have derived from her is the All-Seeing Eye spell that allows you to spy on their enemies or, you know, other people, the possession spell, and of course the dark spell that Moon used to get rid of Toffee's finger. Ooh, and now it's time for what Eclipsa says at the very end. And what she says is, and how did that spell work out for you? And I will admit, coming from this, I really want her to become a really good guy, but she sounds pretty sinister in this audio take. I mean, I'm not flat out saying that she's totally an evil villain just because of the way she's saying it, but I don't know. Maybe she could be a bad guy. I don't know. And you want to know exactly something that I just realized? I bet Eclipse is going to be completely shocked when she realizes how long it took Moon to kill Toffee. I'm telling you right now, her reaction is going to be like, what? So I've been stuck in this crystallized mess for over more decades? And then she's gonna take some more bites out of some more Snookers. I don't know, just making an educated guess. And now that I finally analyzed the voicings, let's talk about the visuals and what's going on. Of course, each individual is encased into their own shape that's on their cheeks. Star is in a heart, Moon is in her diamond, and Eclipsa is of course inside of her spade. For both Moon and Star's shapes, they both break after they're done saying their quotes. But however, when it came to Eclipsa's shape, for some reason hers did not break, but yet there was some inky stuff going all over it. Pretty much the same exact effect that we've been seeing for the Battle for Muni promotions. And what we saw being covered over Moon Butterfly's wand whenever she was using it towards Toffee, which once again had something to do with Eclipsa and her dark spells. So I'm pretty confident that it either has to do with dark spells or just straight up being a dark and evil person. And I honestly want to save this up until my part 4 of Battle for Muni analysis, which is way overdue by the way, but that would explain why the used magic that Star had inside of her wand became corrupted and unusable when Toffee was inside of it. There is a difference between using it for evil and a difference between using it for good. Oh, and Toffee, ugh, that guy was evil. Oh yeah, of course. And as for the reasoning behind why Star and Moon's shapes were broken, I have no idea, but hopefully that's symbolism for what's gonna happen later on in this season. And now that we have definitely officially analyzed that teaser, let's also now analyze the Tom and Star dancing thing. Okay, now let me just begin this analyzation with the fact that this is definitely them from the past. Star of course looks like herself but younger, and so does Tom. And I mean, come on, why in the heck would they be dancing besides the fact that she's stuck on Muni and she's not allowed to go back on Earth? Or she just simply chose to not come back to Earth after that whole incident between her and Marco. Either way, I personally doubt it. Another reasoning behind this and why I believe this is definitely from the past is their attitudes between each other. At first, it seems like they completely dislike each other no matter what, but as they continue to dance on, their relationship begins to grow. And then they start to realize how much they actually like each other in a way. Which is why I am most definitely labeling this as the origin story between Tom and Star. And if you've seen the season 1 episode, The Blood Moon Ball, and you want to know the origin between Tom and Star and why they broke up the first time, maybe they're going to explain that in this episode. I believe that it's definitely going to be something worth anticipating, and I can't wait to watch that episode. If you were to watch the rest of the clip, they continue to dance, and as they continue to dance, you get to see more and more background characters. And what you'll eventually see, not only in the background, but also a close-up between the two, you'll see River fighting with possibly Tom's father. But on the contrary, I completely doubt that's Tom's father now that I think about it, because this is Tom's father. Or at least I'm pretty confident that is. I mean, that is his father, right? They are both demons. Plus that other dude that I was talking about did not have devil horns. But besides all of that, we can also see Ponyhead and her father, alongside with some other royalties who we may or may not meet in the future. Now, towards the end, before we see the big demon dude start clapping, who is most likely Tom's father, Moon calls what they're participating in as the Silver Bell Ball. So my only guess is that this is where all the royals begin to start partying together in one place. But of course, you know, regular citizens most likely aren't invited to these fancy things. Oh yeah, and before I end this part of the analysis, let me just clarify the fact that this is most likely a chick. So maybe that was his father or something. Maybe that dude was just, you know, married to her, and that's how they made Tom. That's why he's like a human demon sort of thing. Don't know how that happened, but I think that's what happened. Oh yeah, and she also cries tears of lava. That's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Ugh. And finally, the very last thing to analyze on my list is this book for Star vs. the Forces of Evil. If this cover page looks familiar to you, it's probably because you already know what this is, or you've already seen the original one. What I'm anticipating from this book is that hopefully it won't be, you know, too similar to the original one, and that I won't be wasting my money when I review it. Because once again, what I like to do is try to analyze as many things as possible, even out of books if I have to. And by the way, since we're on the topic of books and, you know, shows that correlate to the books, don't worry, I have not stopped doing the Gravity Falls Journal 3 limited edition videos. That's just been on a serious standby since I've done Star vs. the Force of Evil. But anyways, let's get focused back onto this Star vs. the Force of Evil book. I'm anticipating this book to be just as similar as it is different. I honestly don't know exactly why they titled it the Stump Edition, but anyways, the title cover is actually different. Besides it saying Stump Day Edition, we can actually see the new Season 3 wand that Star is using in the cover. And in the background, there is a cake, possibly resembling Bon Bon the birthday clown. So yeah, I am definitely pre-ordering this, and I will be reviewing it and analyzing it for anything that has to do with the season 3 episodes. I mean, it could possibly go in depth to other mysteries that were within the show and will also be shown in the book. Its official release will be in September, and most likely I should be available to do all of that during that time. But just a heads up, it does have the same exact amount of pages as the original, which by the way is 192 pages. Oh, please be different, please be different, please be different. But anyways, as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I worked pretty hard on it. I'm trying to do as many videos as possible because I know I owe you after being, you know, completely away from YouTube for about a week now. Over a week. But anyways, press or click on that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and most of all, have an amazing day. Oh yeah, and one last thing before I go, feel free to watch my top 10 facts about the Star and Marco Mastering Every Dimension book that I did about a month ago. And of course, why not some other videos that you may or may not have seen from me by now. This has been The Next Big Thing, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.